Hello, it is Throwback Thursday, January 31st, 2019. The first month of the year has come and is about to be gone. Hopefully you're well on your way and more than 1/12 of the way towards your goals for the year. So I'm standing here in the midst of a complete downpour. No, actually that's just some kind of a waterfall kind of thing going on. Toby's here, PJ is here, great seeing you. I'm sure it's as beautiful, sunny, and fantastically warm day wherever you are as it is here as the sun is setting behind me in the west. Always tough to see on the iPhone camera. Anyway, so Infusionsoft, one of the speakers, the sponsors of this event I'm at, which is a fantastic event hosted by Robert and Sean Jones. Their company is called Network Together. It's the largest networking business in all of Arizona. They have 15 or 20 chapters, and they host about 1,000 meetings a year, and 4 times a year they get together for this big event. And one of the sponsors of this event is a company, well, it's no longer a company, called Infusionsoft, which is the point of this video. Their software is called Infusionsoft. It's been around for about 15, 20 years. Around 2001, maybe, 2002, I don't know, it's about 16, 17 years. And but recently, as of 2 days ago actually, they changed the name of the company. So the company name is now called Keep. Not as in keep your promises, as in K-E-A-P. So that, I should have asked Clayt, the CEO of the company, what that means or what it stands for, and maybe they'll make that known. But that's the new company name, Keep. And I believe from everything I heard and people I talked to, the naming of the company is because they're going to be branching out into other areas of supporting and helping the growth of small businesses all around the world, in addition to their famous software that's called Infusionsoft. So the company name has changed, the software stays the same. So why does that, well, it's obvious why that is the subject of Throwback Thursday, because 17 years ago the company started with one name, and now that is over $100 million a year company, when they were on the brink of packing it all in multiple times. All business owners and entrepreneurs, almost all of us, know what it was like during the startup phase, their wives and family calling them crazy and not being able to pay the bills and working 700 million hours a day and working alone in a crappy little office and all packed in. And now they have a spectacular headquarters and hundreds of employees, and I think they do over 100 million a year in revenue, and they've raised about 60-80 million in capital and venture capital and all that kind of good stuff. So the lesson is that sometimes you rename the company. When you do, you want it to have a purpose. So one of the purposes, sometimes companies rename their company because they have a bad reputation and they want to attempt to get away from that by having a name change. Other times the name changes because of a merger. So like Exxon, Esso, gas from when I was a kid was called Esso. And later on they changed their name in, 70s or 80s to Exxon. And they merged with Mobil, and now it's called Exxon Mobil. So there's several name changes, same company. So as they grow, they change their name. In this case, we have an example that a company changed the name of the overall company, keeping the software the same. Google did that when they changed the name, it became Alphabet, but the software, the online website, is still known as Google. So that's the lesson today. If you're going to change the name of your company, you might not want to change the names of the individual products and or services that you're known for, unless for some reason you had a really bad reputation with that product or service, in which case it's likely you can't run away from it anyway. So Infusionsoft didn't want to change the name of their software, used by thousands of businesses to bring in ridiculous amounts of money, automate software and make doing business easier, putting systems into place for business owners and entrepreneurs all over the world. But since they wanted to branch out into other things other than software, they changed the overall name of the company. So it's no longer will people think as they grow, hey, you're just that software company. No, we still have the software, but now we're part of this big company called Keep. So that's my take on the name change there, and hopefully you have that kind of growth in your company and you have to make a decision like that in the near future or someday in the future about all the growth you're having and whether you should change the name to encompass the bigger and better things that you're doing. So we got some whole bunch of people. Greg Bowen, long time. How you doing? All kinds of people are here. And Jerry says, was supposed to be there. Ace, yeah, I was wondering. Didn't see you here. Homesick. Oh, homesick. Well, I mean, are you talking about like homesick, like Illinois, where it's like 50 below? Not a lot of people are homesick when they're in Arizona, where it's 75 degrees and sunny, and it's over 100-degree temperature difference up in Chicago, where it's like 40, 50 below with the wind chill factor. But, all right, if you want to be homesick, go ahead. It is indeed a great event at a very brand new location for them, by the way. It's spectacular. And tomorrow is their grand opening in their new corporate office location. So I have to rearrange a couple of calls I have in the morning, and if I can, because I just found out about that, I'll be getting over there tomorrow, and you'll possibly see me record my video tomorrow from the new Network Together corporate headquarters right in Old Town Scottsdale, the Galleria. Supposedly should be a spectacular location. And Ace also says Deloitte did that. Oh, the Big 8, the Big 6, the Big 10, the Big 4, all the big accounting firms, they not only change their names and merge and change all the time, but they change that whole number. It's kind of like football conferences, right? They're the Big 8, the Big 10, the Big 12, the Big East, the Big this. They change the name. But often that is because they want to project something bigger and better. And one way to do that is with the name. So hopefully you're putting a lot of thought into the name of your business to project what you want to project. And it's another lesson for another day, but hopefully that means you're not just taking the lazy, meaningless, ridiculous way out that so many businesses have by naming it after yourself. Johnson Plumbing, Joe's Pizza. Like, great. That really conveyed a great message to me that you called it Joe's Pizza. Meanwhile, your competitor across town that named his place World's Best Pizza or 1 Hour Plumber as opposed to Joe's Plumber. Like, way to go, Joe. You served your ego. But 1 Hour Plumber gets a ton of calls because everyone says, wow, 1 Hour Plumber, that's what I want. Think about your name, especially as you grow and your business grows and changes. Jerry says, shot, show, crud, had it for 2 days. That's too bad. I heard that was a great event. And so I'm sorry to hear that was crummy. And Ace says, if I'm feeling better, I'll come by there. Oh, well, I think that the last speaker is on. I think the event's about to leave. So hopefully you get well soon, as they say, really soon. And possibly I'll be seeing you soon. Oh, maybe you're saying you'll come by there tomorrow to the grand opening of the Galleria? Well, that'd be cool too. Anyway, that's enough silliness going back and forth. But anyone else has something to say, feel free. Otherwise, me having a personal conversation with one of my clients will have to wait till another time. So I hope you all enjoyed that conversation I just had with one of my clients about his health and where he's from and his personal schedule, all that kind of good stuff. All good here on Throwback Thursday. Up, and Ace is saying, yeah, the new office, it's tough to convey. It's all good. It's all good. I'm going to take full responsibility. I have a feeling it's easy to convey, tough for me to understand just because I'm me. And Ace is laughing. I believe he's laughing at me by saying Lou. And I think I saw a few more people here. Drew, Tom, Mike. Oh, Karen Parker is here. Wow, great to see you, Karen. Hope you and those kids are doing fantastic. Love what a great mom you are to those kids. And I'm sure also you are enjoying life in beautiful sunny LA. Also not experiencing this fierce global warming that is enveloping the country. You know, by the way, it's off the topic, but speaking of a name, you know, Al Gore and his minions, these global warming fanatics, like, brilliant naming. You know, they named it global warming, and then they realized, like, wait a minute, scientists are forecasting like a period of cooling, then a period of warming, then a period of cooling, so we can't be doing that anymore. People call us out on it. Let's just call it climate change, because the climate's always changing, so we'll just call it that. And then on top of this, not only do they take credit for whenever the temperatures are record heat and the Earth has experienced the warmest time in recorded history or whatever, which don't get me started on how they jockey the numbers and the data to do that. But on top of that, I actually saw something the other day that's just brilliant. they actually took credit for this incredible cold snap, which also happens every 20 or 30 years. It's not like it's happened just because, like, I'm driving a gas guzzler this week or something, even though they'll tell you that. But they actually claim that this polar cooling something or other thing that's hitting America is because of warm air that's happening at the North Pole or the South Pole or something like that. But there's some like Arctic warmth caused the cooling. I mean, it's just brilliant. You know, in other words, name whatever you're doing something that, in that case, they've named it climate change. So every single thing is just, you know, supports their fanatical point that somehow we should all, you know, voluntarily or involuntarily be forced to let the government reach into our pockets and steal our money to put to some fantasy that collectively we can change the weather or the climate or whatever they want to call it. Like, good luck to that. What hubris is that? People actually believe they can change the planet by wasting all of our tax dollars on that. Although there's no shortage of things the government wastes our tax dollars on, is it? They pretty much waste our tax dollars on everything, so might as well waste it on some fantasy of changing the temperature. Anyway, that'll do it for today. Hey, Steve is here. Good seeing you. And I will be back tomorrow on Foundation Friday with a foundational tip to help you build a better business. Thanks for being here today. See you tomorrow. Over and out. Bye-bye.